What we are going to see today is conditional expansion. That is, we look at statements like if, ago, sequencing symbols that can occur in our macro. Now, given here is a simple example of a macro containing positional parameters. So if you look at the left part of your table, you could see that there is this keyword macro indicating that the macro begins from here, followed by the prototype statement containing the name of the macro, that is INCR, and three positional parameters MV, INV and register. The body of the macro consists of three lines. These are model statements who on expansion gives us assembly language statements. The first one is move R, followed by two positional parameters, that is register and MV. After that we've got a statement add, okay, and then we have this statement called as move M, and after the model statement we have this statement called as mend, which indicates the end of the macro, right? Once we see this start, okay, or the macro processor sees this start, it will take it and place it in the expanded code, okay. Then when it sees this ADS1, it recognizes that it is not a macro call, so the same is placed in the expanded code. But when we look at this statement INCR A comma B comma A register, it understands that this happens to be a macro call, so in its place it has to replace it by the body of the macro whose name is INCR. So if you look at the expansion part, we will see that since these are positional parameters, that is MV, INV and register, these are formal parameters and the actual values are A, B and A register respectively. That is, in place of MV during expansion it would write an A, in place of INV it would write a B, and in place of register it would write A register. Now this single line macro call would actually lead to the expansion, which will consist of three lines, okay. So it will take the first line over here, move R, and in place of register it would write A register, in place of MV it would write A, okay. And after that the flow would be sequential in nature. That is, it goes one line after the other. So once it does the expansion of this particular line, then it goes to the next line, that is add, okay. So it will write add, and it will replace formal parameters by actual values. So it will write A register for reg, and for INV it would write a B, okay. And after that it would go to the next line. So we see that the flow is sequential in nature, okay. So you've got this move M and A register A, that is actual parameters replacing the formal parameters. So when you look at this macro expansion, we see that the lines or the flow was sequential in nature. That is, it was taking one line after the other. Now the question arises, is that necessary that always lines in the macro are visited sequentially? Okay, no, that is not the case, okay. We could have certain lines being visited on certain conditions when they satisfy certain conditions, or it could be the case that certain line is visited multiple times. For example, if you write a C code, if you're familiar with C code, you will know that if I write an if statement, that is if, and if you write the condition within the bracket, if the condition happens to be true, then it visits the true block, and if the condition is false, it visits the false block, okay. So either the true block is visited or the false block, but both of them are not visited. So this is nothing but conditional expansion. So based on your condition, certain statements are visited and certain statements are skipped. And you also have come across the while statement in C programming language, and in case of while, you know that the body of this while loop will be repeated depending upon the condition that is present in next to the while statement. So if the condition is true, then it keeps on visiting that block of code multiple times, and it will do so until the condition is true, and once the condition becomes false, it will come out of the while loop. So the same thing is possible in macro also, okay. So I could have certain statement visited sometimes, okay, and I could have the same statement being repeated multiple times, okay. So this is possible in macro. And how is this possible? So for that, we'll see what are the statements it supports, okay. So These are called as advanced macro facilities. So what do advanced macro facilities do? They help us to visit certain lines certain times, or they help us to visit a line multiple times. So those kinds of statements are called as advanced macro facilities. Basically, they alter the flow of control during expansion. So our flow during expansion need not be always sequential in nature. Okay, so features that provide alteration of flow of control during expansion are: first one is expansion time sequencing symbols. So you could have sequencing symbols, okay, to do this expansion. And you have expansion time statements like AF, that is similar to an if statement in C; AGO, that is similar to a go to statement. That's an unconditional branching. So we don't test any condition. The moment we see go to, we simply go to that line, okay, represented by the label next to that go to, right? So similarly here also, here there is no testing of condition. There's unconditional branching in AGO, and ANOP means no, standing for no operation. Okay, so if I want to have if I want to alter the flow of control during expansion, then we make use of these advanced macro facilities, and the first one being the sequencing symbol. Okay, so how do we write a sequencing symbol in macro? All you have to do it is represented with a dot followed by an ordinary string. So a dot A, or I could write dot PA, whatever is the name, whatever name you want to write, like a parameter name you want to write, you can write. But if you want it to be treated as a sequencing symbol, then you should have a dot before that ordinary string. And where is the sequencing symbol placed? It is placed in the label field. Okay, now sequencing symbols are very similar to labels that occur in your assembly language program or which occur in your C program. Okay, so sequencing symbols are basically labels, okay, and they appear in the label part of your statement. Okay, so it can be used as an operand in an A for AGO statement. So they can also appear as a part of your A for AGO statements, where they will appear in the operand part. Okay, and you must remember that sequencing symbols do not become a part of your expanded statement. So when I'm doing expansion, there is no sequencing symbol appearing in the expanded code. Okay, so they are used for expansion, but they are not part of the expanded code at all. Then comes this AF statement. I told you it's similar to an if statement. All we have to do is test this particular expression. See, if you look at the syntax, I will have to write AF followed by the expression followed by the sequencing symbol. So what it says is that if we will test this particular expression, if the expression is true, then I'll have to transfer the control to that line where the sequencing symbol appears as a label. And if this condition is false, this test expression is false, it would basically go to the first line following this AF statement. Okay, so this is how AF statement can be used with sequencing symbols. Okay, then you have another advanced macro facility like AGO, and we write AGO in the form of AGO followed by the sequencing symbol. Okay, so when we say it's a sequencing symbol, I told you that when we say it's an AGO, I've already mentioned this. AGO means unconditional branching. So I am not testing the condition at all, and what it does is it will simply branch to that line. It will transfer the control to that line where the sequencing symbol appears as a label. And then you have got this ANOP, that is no operation, and this is basically used to define a sequencing symbol. So how do you write it? You can write the sequencing symbol and you can write this ANOP keyword. Okay, so these were some of the ways to alter the flow of control during expansion. So these are basically conditional expansion statements. That is, if you want certain statements to be visited and certain statements not to be visited at all, then we use this statement. So here I have just given an example of conditional expansion. Okay, so these conditional expansion use the statements like if and AGO, and this is our macro. Okay, so look at this macro. The name of the macro is eval. It has three positional parameters, x, y and z, followed by we have the first statement called as if. This is a conditional expansion. This is our expression. We are testing that expression. We are checking whether the value of y is equal to the value of x. If that is the case, it will jump to that line where dot only. Now dot only is the sequencing symbol here. It will jump to that line where dot only appears as a label. So it will jump to this line, and in the expanded code we will write move r a register and the actual value for ampersand z. Okay, so this is how the expansion will take place if y is equal to x. If the value of y is equal to the value of x, that is if this condition becomes true, then the control will be transferred to that line where dot only appears as a label. So it will be this particular line, and we will generate this as part of your expanded code. So you would have a move r a register and whatever is the actual value for z. However, if this condition goes false, then the control will be transferred to the first line following this if statement, that would be move r. Okay, so it will generate this line in the expanded code. It would include move r a register and the actual value for x, sub a register and then the actual value for y. Then the flow becomes sequential, so it goes to the next line, add a register and the actual value for z, and now we can alter the flow of control using this AGO statement. Okay, so when I've written an AGO, it will test, there is no condition to be tested, so it is an unconditional branching statement. So once it goes to this line, you will see that it is asking us to transfer the control to that line where dot over appears as a label. So it would be this line that is meant. Okay, so if my condition goes false, that is if the value of y is not equal to x, then the expanded code would contain the line move r sub add, and then I'll simply go to that part where dot over appears as a label. Now dot over happens to be a sequencing symbol. Okay, so see here, sequencing symbol appears as a label here. It can appear as an operand specification with our AF and AGO statement. So if you look here, dot only appearing in the operand specification part and dot over appearing in the operand part of AGO statement. And when I say AGO dot over, go to this line where dot over appears as the label and we see its mend or end of macro. Okay, so a little more in detail would be this kind of example. Okay, so I've taken the same example, I have taken the same macro, and here I have made this macro call. So I've got this start 100 as it is. Now if you look at this eval, this is a macro call. Okay, for this macro named as eval, and I have sent 3 parameters. I have sent the 7, literal 7 followed by 8. So x takes the value of 7, y takes the value of z, y takes the value of 7 and z takes the value 8. These are all positional parameters, so value is given based on position. Now the control would automatically go to the next line. So once it recognizes it's a macro call and positional parameters are associated with your actual values, it could go to the first line of your macro, that is an AF statement. If you look at the expanded code, AF does not appear as a part of your expanded code. Okay, I told you it is an advanced macro facility that is used for expansion but does not become part of your expanded code. We only test the condition and see where to transfer our control. So it will check whether the value of y is equal to x. Now in this case our x value is 7 and y value is 7, so 7 is equal to 7, which is true. So where we have to go to that line where dot only appears as a label. So it goes to this line, dot only. And what's the line? Move r, a register and z. What is that z? Z is nothing but 8. So in our expansion we see a single line being generated, that is move r, a register equal to 8, because 8 is the actual value for this formal parameter called as z. And once it goes over here, the flow becomes sequential again and we go to the next line meant, saying that there are no more lines. Okay, and if you look at the expanded code, the plus sign will indicate that it is an expanded line. Okay, so after this macro processor would go to the next line. It's a DS statement, so it will write it as it is, but it when it goes to the next line, it sees that it's a macro call, and now here that means expansion should take place, and now x takes the value of 4, y takes the value 5, and z takes the value z, and in place of this line it has to write the body of the code or the body of the macro. But how many lines to write depends on the condition we are using. Okay, so here it will first test the condition if y is equal to x. So for us, y is 5 and x is 4. 4 is not equal to 5, so this condition becomes false. So if this condition becomes false, the flow becomes sequential. That means go to the next line. So what is it? It is sub a register y. So if you look at the expansion, I've got this sub a register y value is 5. Okay, so that is why 5 is written here. The formal parameter is replaced by the actual parameter. Afterwards it will go to the next line and it will write add a register z, so plus add a register and z value is 8. Now next we see AGO. AGO is a advanced macro facility for conditional expansion. It doesn't test any condition, simply transfer the control to that line where the sequencing symbol .o appears as a label. So it goes to this line which indicates end of the macro. And see, AGO, if sequencing symbol, all of them do not become part of your expanded code. So men means end of the macro, and that is why it will go to the first line following this macro call, which is end, which is written over here. So these are some of the advanced macro facilities that are used. Okay, if, AGO and sequencing symbols, these are basically used for conditional expansion. That is, if I want certain lines to be not visited at all in our macro, then I can do so using these statements called as if and AGO.